Welcome everyone. The commencement ceremony of the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering of the School of Engineering will be now in order. Congratulations, seniors. You've made it. The path towards a chemical engineering degree is not an easy one. It is the most challenging major. Obtaining this degree takes passion for study, talent, hard work, and perseverance. You have demonstrated these attributes in spades. This last year has not been the best of circumstances. One day last spring semester, you've been told to pack up your things, move out, and then come back to school remotely. You knew that your professors had never taught online before. You and I probably had similar thoughts last spring semester around that time. This could possibly not go well. Of course, there were some early hiccups. You had to remind your professors to unmute themselves, share the screen, and not to forget to record the lecture. I have done all those things several times, even now, this semester. But in retrospect, of course, these concerns are trivial. We did not fully realize the devastation the pandemic could have in all our lives and our loved ones. Yet, you persevered. You persevered through a semester of uncertainty, a summer of nationwide unrest, and then even more uncertain fall. You persevered through day-long Zoom classes, sprinting from one room to another to make another Zoom exam time. You persevered through testing, distancing yourselves from your friends and mentors, in a way giving up on some of the most cherished experience of college life. But you did it. You did it because not just for yourself, you did it because you thought of others as well. And I could not be prouder of your accomplishments, your perseverance, resilience, and your thoughtfulness and care for other people. So congratulations. Thank you for letting us to be part of your journey over this last 4 years. I'm excited to think about what the future holds for you. I'm also thankful towards the parents, family members, grandparents, friends, loved ones, significant others who stood by you and by us through these difficult times. So let's take a moment and applaud them. Even though I know they wish they could be here in person, we have them in our hearts and thoughts. So thank you, parents, family members, grandparents, significant others. I hope that when you reflect on this time, you remember the challenges that you had, but also you remember how you overcame them, how you grew as people, and also the bonds you formed here. You will always be part of the Tufts community, Tufts CHP community. You will always be alumni, and we have a home here in our hearts. I look forward to all the things you will do in the world to make it a better place, and look forward to hearing about exciting things, and hope that you also have us in your hearts and thoughts as you move on in your journey. Thank you and congratulations. I'll now call on Professor Panzer to begin the presentation of the graduates and the names and recognitions. So Professor Panzer was voted to be the favorite professor by last year's graduating senior, so he has the honor of this presentation of the graduates. Professor Panzer, please come to the stage.
Hello, everyone. So we shall now recognize the graduates for the first degree in engineering. Will the candidates please rise? That means stand, yeah. Members of the Board of Trustees, we have the honor to present to you these candidates on behalf of the faculty of the School of Engineering, and we ask that the respective degrees now be conferred. First name, Leah N. Boisvert. And take a minute to stand in front of the screen and maybe wave at the camera. And move your tassel, yeah. Yay! And now you get to go this way. Yeah. Okay. Oh, excited, Thomas. Thomas F. Chang Davidson. Yay! Jake Connolly. Yay! Good job. Marielle Corkum. John V. DeLuca. Emily L. DeWolf. Jenna C. Fromer. Vivian A. Gasca. Nathaniel J. Goff. Mia Raquel Goldberg. Jansu Gundam. Tyler N. Haywood. Philip Risto Miljanik. Good job. Bertha P. Nuyamu. Good job, Bertha. Athreya S. Ramesh. There we go. Max W. Rattel. Good work. Marina Rueda Garcia. Nice. Isadora Shama. Yay. Good job. Isaac Shore. Oh. Good job, Isaac. Matthew I. Stout. Yay, good job. Claire Elizabeth Tierney. Nice job. Matthew J. Townsend. Yan F. Jo Chen. Oh, nice. I didn't miss anyone who's standing here, right? We good? We would now like to recognize the candidates for degrees who are learning remotely or unable to attend today's ceremony in person but are watching the proceedings remotely. I will now read their names in alphabetical order. Students have been invited to upload videos of themselves so that their images can be part of the proceedings. John C. Koster. Okay. At this point, I will hand things back over to Professor Lee.
I thought there'd be a picture of John. We have one more thing to do.
Sorry. It'll be fixed in post. Okay. Since we're all here, we wanted to give a shout out to those of you who were awarded the 2021 academic awards. First one is Jenna C. Fromer for the Benjamin G. Brown Scholarship. Actually, Jenna also won the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering Prize this year. Philip Risto Miljanic won the Class of 1911 Prize Scholarship. Matthew Stout won the Lieutenant Commander R.J. Manning Memorial Prize. And Matthew Townsend won the Frederick J. Shepler Memorial Prize in French. So congratulations to you all. It's nice to be recognized with your peers. And one other thing we wanted to recognize, although you're not quite done, 3 of you are writing senior honors theses this semester. So the first is Thomas Cheng Davidson, advised by Professor Georgiakis. The second is Emily DeWolf, advised by Professor Peggy Sebi. And the third is Jenna Fromer, advised by Professor Georgiakis. So congratulations again, and now I will pass it to Professor Lee.
I have a quick announcement before we end the ceremonies. So after we leave the room, the faculty will be available outside in case you want to maybe take a quick picture too with them. Properly, masked and distanced, of course, but with the regalia on. Okay. That's obviously what we're going to do. So I also need to remind you that as we will have a virtual senior brunch, as if in the tradition of the department. You may have heard about this from your senior friends from last year, that we want to also invite your families and friends to join us as well. It'll be the day before commencement. So we'll send out more details soon. Hopefully we can once again get together virtually one last time as a group to celebrate your successes in graduation from Tufts, along with the families that time, virtually. Okay. So I'm done with the announcements. I feel like this is class almost. So I do need to also tell you some instructions about how we're going to leave the room. So as the recession music begins, we'd like to ask you, the students, to leave the room first, starting the back row, making your way down the way you did for the recognition for your commencement graduation. Okay? All set. And then we'd ask the faculty to leave as well in the same order. So, thank you. Congratulations, graduates. Hereby now.
T-U-F-T-S, T-U-F-T-S, hurrah, 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 the dear old brown and blue. Steady and true, rush along, brown and blue. Raise the mighty scores,